Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 11 o'clock and we begin tonight with a man found dead inside of a car that was towed to an impound lot on the south side of Indianapolis. IMPD told us it was first reported as a person shot, but eventually changed to a death investigation. Our Chase Howell talked with police just outside JR's Towing, which is near Raymond and South Meridian. And Chase, why was there confusion tonight?
Police say the car was filled with clothing. They say when a worker was walking past it, they saw a human head sticking out from underneath all those clothes. Now, I'm going to give you a better view here and have my photographer zoom in, but the car that I'm referring to is actually behind that garage. Now, police say the car was towed here this afternoon from a McDonald's over on Madison Avenue after sitting there for about a day. And as I mentioned, IMPD says the car was packed with clothing, and it wasn't until a worker noticed a head sticking out of the clothing that police were called. Once they were able to get the door open, investigators then were able to determine it was in fact a body.
I've seen cars like this before. It's usually with people that have been living in their cars. Like I said, you can't see the side or the front, just a little bit of a top. It looks like maybe toward the back of the head, but everything else is completely covered up with clothing. The entire seat is piled with clothes.
To recap what we know at this hour, the man's body was found here after it was towed from a McDonald's on South Madison Avenue. When more information comes in, we'll update you here and online at WTHR.com. Reporting here in Indianapolis, Chase Howell, 13 News.
And we've also got breaking news tonight at 11. Eastbound I-70 is closed near the North Split because there's been a deadly motorcycle crash. This is a live look near Arlington Avenue. Now you can see that traffic is moving on the left shoulder, but I also want to give you a look at the growing backup from this crash tonight. INDOT is not saying how long this area is going to be closed. Drivers, though, should find another way to get around. Angela?
Scott, a mild Friday night, temperatures in the 50s and 60s for us right now. 60 in Indianapolis, 58 Richmond, 61 Greencastle, and 57 degrees in Bloomington and Columbus. Temperature forecast for our Saturday, low 50s to start, low 70s midday, low 80s to finish. Unseasonably warm for the middle part of October. In fact, a good 10 to 15 degrees above the average. The focus for the rain chances on Saturday for the most part across the northern part of the state and across the Great Lakes. You can see Saturday night at 11 p.m. We've got this line of showers and storms. The tail end of this brings us a slight rain chance. I'll have the rest of the weekend forecast and the cool down coming in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you in a bit, Angela. Thanks. Tonight we are hearing from state lawmakers about this controversy surrounding a former constable in Center Township. Denise Hatch was removed from office this week after pleading guilty to official misconduct and gun charges stemming from multiple arrests this year. Today, State Senator Erin Freeman told us her actions are not a reflection of the position she held and should not cause us to lose sight of the good work being done by other constables around Marion County. Senator Freeman went on to say he's willing to sponsor legislation this next session to look at how the constable offices operate here in Marion County. The Marion County Democratic Party now has 30 days to find a replacement for Hatch. Tonight at 11, there's a new way to remember fallen IMPD officer Brienne Leth. Back in 2020, Officer Leth was killed in the line of duty while responding to a domestic disturbance call. State Representative Mitch Gore passed a resolution last session to rename the portion of US 52 between Davis Road and German Church Road as the Officer Brienne Leth Memorial Mile. Her family and fellow officers say it keeps her memory alive.
Since the day that she was taken from us, I can honestly say that there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about her and that I don't think about that day.
I just want the officers to know that I told Brienne, make your life count. Growing up, I've told the girls to make it matter. And I know that her sacrifice meant something. And stuff like this, it just backs that up.
Following the ceremony today, Representative Gore held a luncheon for the Leth family, IMPD, and community stakeholders. The long-awaited Delphi murders trial begins 1 week from today. Richard Allen, who's accused of killing Abby Williams and Libby German, will finally get his day in court. We've been covering this case for 7 years, ever since the girls were found murdered back in 2017. You can see all of our past coverage by going to WTHR.com/Delphi. Tonight, a family is growing frustrated as the search continues for the driver who hit a teenager and then drove away. Police say a car struck 14-year-old Wilberto Rivera on the far east side of Indianapolis while the boy was riding a bike. There were no lights on the bicycle. That bike apparently, again, did not have any lights. The teen was taken to Riley Hospital, and tonight his family is desperate to find the driver.
If you're going to be walking along the roadway or riding in the roadway, you need to have some lights on a bicycle. But even a person walking should probably have some reflective clothing on or carry a flashlight, because unfortunately people do not see people walking out there until the very last second, and by then it's too late.
According to IndyPed Crisis, we've had more than 100 hit and runs here in Indianapolis just this year, 18 of them fatal. Police tonight urging people to take extra precautions when riding at night. Police still looking for that driver who is responsible. Tonight, 6 Indiana coal miners are being treated after an accident at a mine in Knox County. First responders were called out to the Sunrise coal mine around 1 this morning. The Knox County Sheriff says there was apparently a collision involving a mine ride. So this is a vehicle that transfers miners underground. 2 miners were taken to the hospital by a helicopter, 4 others by ambulance. The extent of their injuries is unknown right now. The Mine Safety and Health Administration is now investigating. Heads up before you head out this weekend, we've got closures hitting I-465. So we're talking about the area of the southbound lanes near Lawrence between 38th and Shadeland. So starting tomorrow morning at 6, you're going to be noticing lane reductions while crews complete pavement restoration and bridge repairs in the area. The 56th Street and Shadeland ramps to 465 southbound will close along with the Pendleton Pike ramp. Everything should wrap up there by 6 o'clock Sunday evening. INDOT is also closing the eastbound lanes on the north side of Indianapolis. A couple of hours ago, I-465 was reduced to 1 eastbound lane between Keystone and Meridian. The entrance ramps in that area are also closed tonight. That work is expected to last until Monday.